The state capital of Utah dramatically lit up on a beautiful night in Salt Lake City. The Heat are out of Miami and into an interconference game, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And these teams are good at grinding it out in the half-court sets. Brent, what type of player flourishes when the game slows down like it is now?
When you have a guy, Kevin, who can break down his primary defender at any point in a half-court set, that's when you're in trouble defensively. He's looking beyond the first defender and ready to set up the next play.
So here's Miami's starting group. Winslow and Bosh at the forward spots. Dion Waiters is out there with Dragic, and it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Hayward. Favors passes to Hayward. Hill dishes to Favors. Shot clock at 6. Hayward kicks to Hood. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hood's got the first points up on the board here for the Jazz. Waiters with the ball. Winslow the pass to Dragic. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, getting the ball off the dribble to the bucket is one of Dragic's strengths. You can't afford to let him get that close to the rim, or he's going to get you.
Now here's Favors. Hayward outside. Gobert the screen. Hood dishes to Gobert. Hill kicks to Favors. That shot no good. Bosh with some nice D. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
On defense, Miami. Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Now Bosh. After Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. And there's the feed to Waiters. Back to Winslow. Bosh kicks to Whiteside. Clock at 6. Bosh, the screen. There's Winslow, and the go-ahead bucket, no good.
That set had everything but the finish. You know, even though they missed that shot, they know they will convert that more times than not.
Hill passes to Gobert. Chalk up 2 there.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
That they did, and he's the one guy on D you can't leave alone, or he's going to get to the bucket over and over. Just torched him there.
Here's Waiters. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. And stolen by Hood. And now Utah, fast break. Pass to Hill. Kicks to Gobert. Hayward outside. 6 on the shot clock. Hood for 3. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hood's got 5.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
They set the pick. Off the pick. Offensive rebound. Whiteside. And stolen by Hayward. And now running up the court. Hayward's pushing it up. Bosh grabs the miss. The Heat trail by 5. Heat moving the ball around. Waiters against Hood. Now here's Waiters. Not a lot of room. Comes up empty down low.
That's still staggering out of the blocks here. 1 for 5.
Gobert the screen. Hill dishes to Favors. It's back to Hill. And stolen by Whiteside. Outside Bosh. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass. Hill. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Favors with the screen. Hill kicks to Favors. That shot off. Good work defensively by Whiteside. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Dishes it to Dragic to stop the drought. And again, it's the Heat missing. Jazz leading by 5. And when you watch Dragic, the thing that sticks out is how easy it is for him to create something out of nothing, Brent. It's like he's seeing a different game at times.
Well, first of all, Kevin, he has the advantage of being a left-handed player, and it's always difficult to guard those. And then secondly, he uses his speed and his pull-up game with great effectiveness. That's why that field goal percentage for him has always been very, very efficient.
Now Winslow after Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. Lets it go from 11. A nice shot by Winslow. Winslow's got his first basket.
Great self-confidence from Winslow on that play, taking it up strong inside.
Hill passes to Hayward. Hill a screen on Winslow. Hayward dishes to Hill. He used that pick to perfection. The Heat trail by 5. Outside Dragic. He feeds it to Winslow. And the 3 off target.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And Winslow pulls it down.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just clanged it.
Jazz leading by 5. To the inside. Favors. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
I tell you what, Derek Favors has arrived. I mean, the 3rd overall pick back in the 2010 draft. Never a doubt about the ability and the talent, but I think it took him a while to get comfortable playing at this level. And then the last 2 seasons, it feels like he's just kind of put it all together. It oftentimes takes young guys coming into this league a little bit of time to develop their niche and their identity, but once they do, boy, watch out.
Now Hill, following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. Hill kicks to Favors. A baseline J, and there's another one for the Jazz.
And a big height advantage right there.
And sometimes it's not just the height, it's the flow in the shooting motion. Extremely effective from the mid-range.
A different look for Utah. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Burks comes in for Rodney Hood, and it's Dante Exum in for Hill. Josh Richardson's checked in for Miami. Now here's Dragic. Here's Whiteside. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. And talking about the improvements made by Favors, he's really added something to his game, Greg, every single year.
Great point. I mean, he plays the pick and roll beautifully now, whether it's rolling to the basket on offense or using his mobility to deter the pick and roll at the other end. I mean, the versatility to man both front court spots is a huge plus when you're playing matchups. If he can just stay healthy, he has the potential to become a perennial all-star.
Well, the contest was there, but Winslow saw right through it, just too good down low.
Here's Exum. Pass to Burks. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And looking at the Jazz roster, they're a well-balanced group. You see scorers, Greg, playmakers, rebounders, shot blockers, plenty of quality depth.
And they've done a great job of drafting. Many of the main pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The next step for me is, will one of these young core players emerge as a superstar?
Free throws good, Lyle. And the Jazz with some changes. Diaw comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Johnson in for Gordon Hayward. And then for Miami, Johnson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Williams comes in for Winslow. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Good on both. All these days, teams have really gone away from offensive rebounding, transition defense, such an imperative.
Well, I think Greg Popovich started it off in San Antonio, and then Doc Rivers adopted it in Boston for many years, because the numbers will tell you the percentage chances of grabbing an offensive rebound for your basketball team are not very good. And if you take those kind of risks, calculated as they might be, it's a disadvantage for you to get back in transition and set up your defense. So a lot more teams adopting the 4-back and 1 take a chance at the offensive rebound mentality.
Part of that analytics contribution we're talking about before. Things like that point those things out to the play.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't lying.
Right, exactly. Diaw with a wide open look. And that comes off the assist by Exum. And the Jazz lead by 8. Johnson kicks to Williams. Inside. Bosh. That's good.
As soon as Bosh gets the ball inside, he takes it right at the defense. They really have no answer when he's that close to the basket.
The dish to Diaw. Nice ball movement by Utah. Exum kicks to Diaw. The pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Back to Diaw. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And you can't see Chris Bosh and not think of the season he was forced to miss out due to his blood clot. Glad to see him not only back on the floor, but making a full recovery from the issues.
And if by full recovery, Kevin, you mean participating in the All-Star game that very next year, that's some impressive stuff from Chris Bosh. You could see in the early part of the season how much passion he was playing with and how much fun it was for him to be back on the NBA floor.
Both free throws good from Bosh. The odd fact for the Heat, they have a lot of left-handed players on their roster, Brent, enough to field a complete lineup. In fact, of softballs. They did so last season.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome to watch, and I'm just not sure how it is that guys play backwards, Kevin, as a right-handed player. Perfect positioning, and you know he will knock that look down more times than not. Just didn't connect there.
There's a screen by Williams. Back to Bosh. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It would have been hard to believe in the past if I told you Chris Bosh would evolve into one of the better three-point shooting bigs in the league. But, Brent, here we are. He's been fantastic beyond the arc.
Well, so many things have changed for Chris Bosh after being a dominant player in Toronto, really controlling the right block and having nobody get in his way. Once coming to Miami and playing with LeBron James, he made a significant shift and took a lot of time and hard work to become a very deadly three-point shooter. Chris Bosh's underappreciated, amazing career continues.
Both free throws good from Bosh.
And though the Jazz are, still developing that roster, they do have an identity. And the one area that's been constant for them is defense. Number 1 in the league a couple seasons ago, last year near the top as well. And so they're not going to be a fun team for you to play against if you have one of those high-octane offenses.
And an interesting thing about the Jazz defense, as proficient, Greg, as they've been, one wonders why the team hasn't done better in the win-loss column over the last few years.
And Kevin, the problem is, as solid as they've been defensively, that's how challenged at times they are offensively in terms of just scoring the basketball. They've been hanging around the bottom of the league in that category for a while.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Heat. And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And for the Heat last season, they seemed to have a very defensive approach to how it is that they wanted to play. Challenged every shot, did well on their rotations, and they definitely limited their opponents' scoring by slowing down the pace of the game.
Richardson the pass to Williams. 5 to shoot. 16 feet away. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Here's Williams. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Takes a three.
Yeah, but the defense is doing a pretty good job of contesting those long-range shots.
And Diaw kicks to Exum. Back to Diaw. Pass to Burks. And Johnson now top of the key. Feeds it to Diaw. There's a screen. Just 5 on the clock. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Diaw. And the Jazz lead by 8. As you said, the Heat pride themselves on their defensiveness, and one of the best teams in the league, Brent, in opposing points per game.
Well, it shows you just how great a unit they are defensively, but you can't just have athleticism and tenacity on the defensive end. You have to have great communication on the back line, and I think that's where the credit to the coaching staff has to go. They've gotten these guys to talk to each other on that end of the floor, and that's reaping some huge dividends.
He misses the free throw.
And the Utah Jazz, with all their young talent, a team that's been on the cusp in the Western Conference, I mean, they felt they were ready to make a playoff push in acquiring some quality veteran leaders with George Hill, Joe Johnson, and Boris Diaw, I think is just what the doctor ordered.
Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Utah. So we can't get either to fall. And for the Jazz, Greg, do you like their moves this summer, adding all those veterans?
George Hill, I think, fits a need at the point guard, but can also play alongside Dante Exum. Boris Diaw, a skilled big man who fits well with Gobert and Derek Favors. And then Joe Johnson, a proven shooter and scorer in big-time possessions. So I think overall they did well.
Now here's Ellington. Following the shot by Alec Burks. From deep, Richardson. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Richardson's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Heat. And there's the feed to Burks. He dishes it to Johnson. Back to Burks. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Richardson kicks to Williams. Johnson outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Johnson blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass. Puts him in great position to score.
Burks kicks to Diaw. And the Jazz, another three.
And it is dangerous to forget about him out there. Diaw has that sneaky range. We've seen it before.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Jazz lead by 8. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Salt Lake City. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Well, they snuck out to the lead partly because of the play calling, largely because of the execution.
And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Whiteside is out there with Johnson. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Dragic. And it's Winslow in at the 3. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, the Utah Jazz is one of the up-and-coming teams in the West, and it was a system-wide commitment to young players. The younger teams tend to struggle, but head coach Quinn Snyder said he's committed to letting his players learn through their mistakes. He said it may be painful at times, but that's how we get better. In a lot of things, the only way to learn is through experience. Guys?
They're catching on quickly, thanks, D.A. Here is Whiteside after Dante Exum's bucket, and there it is for him.
And Whiteside gobbles up the close-range opportunities at the basket like he did there.
Exum kicks to Favors. Here's Ingles, covered by Winslow. Ingles dishes to Exum. That's a 2 from Hood. Rebound by the Heat.
Yeah, thought process was after he hit that first 3, he'd be in great shape, but he looks way off right now.
Johnson's shot is off.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Well, coaches always tell you, if you take a chance, you better get it.
The Jazz making a switch here. Hill's checked in, and Miami also making a switch. Waiters is checked in. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Outside Hill. Off target from outside. The Heat trail by 10. There's Winslow. No good with the triple. Pulls from the top of the key, and it's good for 2. Heat have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Ellington the pass to Dragic. Right side a screen. Off the screen. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Ingles kicks to Hood. 6 to shoot. Here's Favors. No good. Shot missing. The Heat go the other way with it. Winslow dishes to Dragic. He kicks to Whiteside. Up top, Ellington. To the inside. It's stolen by Gobert. Hill with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Here's Ingles. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, you look at head coach Eric Spoelstra, the first word that comes to mind is meticulous. He started at the bottom. Now he's here. He used to fetch laundry and walk the coach's dogs. Not doing that anymore. Now one of the most respected coaches in the league. To see how far he's come from the film room to the hardwood, you just have to credit remarkable work ethic.
Here's Dragic following the score by Rodney Hood. Now a timeout called by Miami. Miles checked in for Utah. Hayward comes in for Joe Ingles, and Miami also making a switch. Chris Bosh is checked in for Wayne Ellington. Bosh, the screen. There's Winslow. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got 6 rebounds in the game.
You know, looking at his release and his form, it just seems like something is off, and it's affecting both his shot and, at this point, his confidence.
And the basket by Hill.
Now, I know he isn't the world's greatest three-point marksman, but the defense has to show some respect.
Good ball movement here by the Heat. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, you gotta like the aggressive D going for the block, but he got it just as it was on its way down.
Utah leading by 15. Gobert the screen. Here's Lyles. Hayward from outside. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Dragic kicks to Winslow. Whiteside a screen. Dragic the pass to Whiteside. Raiders on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. Bangs home the trifecta. And it's 7 points for Justice Winslow.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Gobert the screen. And stolen by Whiteside. Shoots from the baseline. Hayward with some nice D. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Hill has the open look. Another miss by Utah. The Heat trail by 12. Winslow dishes to Dragic. Bosch high post. Passes it to Whiteside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Hard to believe that Hassan Whiteside wasn't even in the NBA a few seasons ago, Brent. Took some time off, but what a find he has been since coming back into the league.
Well, it's been nice to see him re-engage and maybe turn around his attitude and work ethic and maybe wanting this at his size. You have to give credit to Whiteside for not giving up on himself and putting some of that work in to become the player he is right now.
Second free throw, no good. You know, Brent, every player is forced to figure out what they want to do when their career comes to a close. How did you choose to join us here in broadcasting, and how has that transition been for you?
Well, I'm a big video game player, Kevin, so here I am.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
And you're a good one.
I love to play, and now I got boys that do the same thing, so it's one big happy circle.
And plus, it's kind of like brushing up on the league, too, because there's so many stories and the way players play. A lot of things kind of develop in your mind, I'm sure, as you watch him play.
If I can be serious for a moment, Kevin, my dad was a broadcaster for quite some time, and I always felt like after my playing career, I might have an opportunity to do the same. And here I am, very fortunate to continue to talk about the game I love.
The Berries are blessed with beautiful voices.
And that's alliteration.
And Utah making a change here. Burks is checked in. Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. Tyler Johnson comes in for Goran Dragic. There's the pick. Looking to end the drought, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And I tell you what, Gordon Hayward just steadily has grown into one of the better offensive players in the league. He does a great job of scoring it off the dribble. He's also at that small forward position, can be kind of a point forward, if you will, with his playmaking ability. And I like to call him, use a baseball term, he's like a 5-tooler. I mean, he does all the things you want a basketball player to do well on the floor. And to cap it all off, he is a great teammate as well.
Talking about Hayward's versatility on offense, some would say his ability to cover smaller, quicker players defensively is another reason his star is on the rise.
His ability to get stops on the ball as well as provide quick help to his teammates is really priceless. The question now is ceiling. How much better overall can Hayward get? Some think he's more of a number 2 guy than a superstar. Some will tell you the sky's the limit.
The Heat trail by 14. And here is Johnson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Waiters, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Well, he is 100% built to score. Waiters' idea is when in doubt, shoot, stay in doubt all the time.
Now here is Hill. He has 7. Hayward outside, puts up a 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists now in this one.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yep, he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens. As a defender, you have to fight over the top.
Johnson against Hill. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And the shot is good. Whiteside's got 8 points.
Well, a good first quarter, good second. This could be a big night.
Kicks it to Diaw. Hayward outside. Dishes to Burks. Just 5 on the clock. For 3, Hill. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Bosh. Shoots from 14. He squares up and sinks it. He's got 8.
You just cannot give Bosh that much space or he's going to make you pay.
Now Hill. He has 7. Again, the miss by Hayward.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. Derek Williams checked in for Miami. Johnson, the pass to Richardson. Johnson kicks to Waiters. Lock at 6. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Jazz leading by 11. Here's Burks. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
Exum, he's checked in for Utah. And Miami also making a switch. Johnson's checked in. The Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And we're seeing less post play now than we have in the past. But big men, Brent, who know when and where to cut to the rim, are still finding plenty of opportunities to score.
Well, I think about a guy like Ed Davis in Portland, who's a great slasher.
Good example.
Long
Yeah.
arms,
Yep.
in the right spot at the right time, and cleaning up misses from perimeter players who are coming in and trying attempts around the basket. The idea, Kevin, is simply this. If you play with a guy with a back to the basket and he's not drawing double teams, what he's doing for you is getting in the way. And so coaches have moved off the post-up game in the league.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Now, I don't know if he just lost sight of the lines on the floor, but he seemed perfectly oblivious to where he was on the court, guys.
Jazz leading by 14. Exum kicks to Johnson. Diaw, the screen. Johnson dishes to Hayward. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. Johnson, the pass to Johnson. Left side, Bosh. Puts one up from 19. And that one, good. Bosh has got 10 points.
Yeah, he's had bad first quarters before and has dug himself out. Here's another one tonight.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Now here's Johnson. It's Richardson on the wing. Outside Williams, right wing. Bosh against Diaw. Shots good by Williams.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Exum kicks to Johnson. Back to Exum. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Johnson. Here's Richardson, and it's Miami with another. Jazz leading by 13. Diaw, the screen. Exum kicks to Johnson. Poked away and stolen by Richardson. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the rise.
And certainly some credit to the Miami Heat coaching staff last year. Not many thought they'd be as strong as they were. A lot of questions about how the team would fare going into the season. And they surprised a lot of people in the media whose expectations were that Miami would fall off.
Derek Favors checked in for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Johnson drops them both. And for the Heat, a lot of questions they had were mostly because nobody had seen the core group play together.
Yeah, you imagine the year before with Whiteside's injury and Bosch being out, that they didn't get many minutes together on the floor. So for their coaching staff, really incomplete grade as they weren't able to get their roster on the floor at the same time. Still last year showed incredible moxie, got deep into the playoffs, and are ready for another run.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
And good defenders know it's about angles, got great position, and really bothered the release point.
Now here's Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Bosch dishes to Johnson. Second chance shot. There's the steal. It's 2-on-1. Here's Exum. Finished off the break.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Johnson kicks to Bosch. Pass to Johnson.
Joe Ingles.
This is his third trip to the free throw line.
Shooting for Miami, James Johnson, taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Exum with it. He has 7. Now the dish to Favors. 1 second left. The shot misses. And we finished one half of basketball. It's the Jazz up by 12. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Joined by Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, your team is competing at a very high level. What do you think that's happening?
Well, we're trying to defend, and we've been a little bit fortunate too. They missed some shots, but more than anything, we just want to try to guard and make it hard on them.
Got to make them feel you. Thanks, Quinn. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here once again, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are leading by 12. Shaq, we'll start with you. How do you think they played?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Percentage-wise, they were in the low 30s. That's right, low 30s from beyond the arc. That won't get it done. Every team in the league now relies on some level of consistent production from the three-point line. But if you dug yourself a hole and you aren't a three-point shooting team, that needs to change.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin Harlan and crew. They are standing by courtside.
The streets and buildings of Salt Lake City lit up gorgeously as we welcome you back to the action here in Utah. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Gordon Hayward with another strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, how about all of the assists he's had already in the first half? Got his team a lot of easy baskets.
Yeah, this is something he can do every night, unselfish, almost to a fault. That's what makes him one of the league's better playmakers.
Utah leading by 12. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Utah, Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt. Favors and Gobert, the defensive big men pair. And it's Hayward in at the three, the small forward. Now here's Dragic. After Gordon Hayward's miss, Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Down low, Winslow, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Winslow's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Heat. Utah has gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots, 6 of 13. Bosch against Favors. It's back to Hill. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by the Heat. Bosch passes to Dragic. Back to Bosch. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Outside Dragic. Good ball movement here by Miami. Raiders no luck. Jazz leading by 10. Now here's Hood. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Hayward, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Hayward gets it to go.
Well, he approaches the rim strong there and then flips up the teardrop.
There's the pass to Winslow, and Waiters has it in the corner. Outside Dragic. Pass to Whiteside. Waiters against Hood. It's deflected. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hood.
Heat ball.
Here's Waiters.
Well, if they had an edge at halftime, they might have lost it beginning this half, 1 of 5.
And Rodney Hood, talk about making a jump from year 1 to year 2. Greg, he improved in almost every facet of the game.
And Hood came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter, and that's been the case from both long and mid-range off the bounce. What has surprised some people, though, is his advanced ball handling and his ability to find open teammates. A relatively quick study there. Still a ton of upside to Hood's game.
First personal foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Feeds to Waiters. Clock at 6.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
A fantastic move right there. Just that quick little reverse layup.
Gobert the screen. Favors with the ball. And Bosch picks him up defensively. A shot by Hayward. Wide open. A three-pointer no good.
Man, just imagine how much they'd be up by, guys, if his shot was going in.
Right side a screen. Dragic with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Outside Hood. To the paint. Here's Favors. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
Now here is Hill following the miss by Chris Bosh. Outside Hill. Favors sets the pick for Hill. Hayward outside. There's the triple. And it's Hayward again missing.
Yeah, the defense there in chill mode. We all know he can burn them from three-point range.
Winslow kicks to Bosh. Here is Whiteside. He's got 8. The feed now to Winslow. From 11 feet away. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Winslow's got it back down to single digits for Miami. And here is Hill. He has 7 to the middle. Looking for Hayward. He gets it there. And the basket is good. Hayward's got 14 points for the game.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Not one of their better efforts, as you can tell by the score. They've been low energy for most of the night.
And George Hill, really, for me, an interesting case study, if you will. Always an unselfish player, always been careful in terms of shot selection and smart on the floor. But with Paul George missing time 2 seasons ago, Hill really stepped up his role and didn't miss a beat. I think he can do even more offensively. He's one of those guys that I think doesn't really realize just how good he is. Maybe he does this season.
A different look for Utah. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Trey Lyles subbed in for Derek Favors. And Miami also making a switch. Josh Richardson's checked in for Chris Bosh. The Heat trail by 10. And for Hill, even as his shots per game have increased, his percentages have only gotten better. Last season, Greg, a career high in three-point percentage.
Yeah, and that spread out offense really has helped. A lot of open looks for everybody. You've got to give him credit, though. He fit in well for this team.
Well, he's 1 for 5 in the quarter, and his body language is saying a lot about where his confidence is. Rattled just a little bit. Maybe the next open look will start him up.
Lyles no good.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Dragic kicks to Waiters. From 10 feet out, that's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 4 assists in the game.
I don't think he even saw the defender. It didn't matter. Waiters up to the challenge.
Now here is Hill. He's got 7. Good for 3. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at him, I'm asking, where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
Here's Dragic. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Boris Diaz. The Heat have made 7 of their last 12 attempts at the line.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Nice stroke from the line by Whiteside. You know, he's only going to get better from there with some practice.
And he's good on the second. Jazz leading by 4. Now Hill. Hayward outside. It's back to Hill. Hayward with the ball. Over in the corner, Diaw. Lyles kicks to Hill. 4 on the clock. And the shot falls short this time. The Heat trail by 4. Richardson dishes to Dragic. He kicks it to Winslow. In the corner, it's Richardson. And it's off from three-point range. Utah's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And stolen by Whiteside. To the inside. And the dunk by Winslow.
Yeah, right now nobody is slowing down Justice Winslow. Every shot he's taking, just assume it's going in.
There's a good screen. Now here is Hill. He has 7. 5 on the clock. Hayward from outside. Trying to get back on track. Good on the bucket. Diaw's got 9.
And that's exactly what you want. Height mismatch in close leads to the easy layup.
Here's Dragic. And here is Waiters. He dishes it to Richardson. Shot from 12. Right side, no good. Jazz leading by 4. And Diaw kicks to Hill. Back to Diaw. It's Hill on the wing. Hayward outside for 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hayward's got 7 points for the quarter.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Here's Waiters. No good that time. 18 that time from Hood.
You just can't help but think of what Miami was able to accomplish with the big 3. 4 straight NBA Finals appearances. That hadn't happened in the NBA for almost 30 years.
It's stolen by Hill. Lays it in off the breakaway. And now it's a 9-point Jazz lead.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
No reason to wait. That was all his from the get-go.
Here's Whiteside. Rebound, Utah. Lyles got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Hill kicks to Lyles. Passes to Hayward. Inside, from the stripe, he clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And the Jazz lead by 11. Miami's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Now Winslow, 15 points in the game. Waiters, the pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group. Johnson, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Burks, he's checked in for Rodney Hood. And it's Exum in for George Hill. And a new group in for the Heat. Derek Williams checked in for Justice Winslow. Johnson comes in for Dion Waiters. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. It's good from long range.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Heat trail by 12. Johnson with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Kicks it to Ellington. Fires from deep. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Well, we have Mad Bombers on both of these teams, each one bringing it from the depths.
Now, here's Exum. 7 points in the game. Burks kicks to Diaw. Now, here's Exum. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots the 3. No good there. And Miami the other way now. Here's Johnson. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Jazz leading by 7. Johnson kicks to Burks. Back to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. Back to Johnson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, over a decade in the NBA, Joe Johnson, one of the most effortless scorers in the game. With his size, his skill, he is so tough to slow down.
And Brent, we see Joe Johnson working in the post more and more, using that size to his advantage. He's fun to watch.
Well, he's a great scorer, Kevin, has a nose for the basket, and I think as his career has gone on here, playing with combo guards out on the perimeter, at the small forward spot, Joe Johnson can still generate points from the block.
Derek Favors checked in for Boris Diaw. And Miami with a change here, too. Chris Bosh has checked in for Johnson. Both good from the line that time.
Well, primetime years for Joe Johnson meant ISO Joe for his ability to score one-on-one, a style of offense that's lost a little bit of its favor, but it remains effective for Joe.
Now here's Ellington. Off target there with the little leaner.
Well, I'm not sure if family and friends are here in the stands tonight, but he wanted to show that one off. Fading away on the shot was absolutely not necessary.
For Utah, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. So Johnson hits 2 of them.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Johnson outside. Out left to the wing. Here's Bosh. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Bosh has got 12.
Wow, the D all over Chris Bosh there, but just so talented, still gets that one to fall.
Burks the pass to Ingles. Johnson the screen. Ingles dishes to Exum. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Winslow's checked in for Williams.
Into the lineup. Justice Winslow.
The Heat trail by 9. Whiteside a screen. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That'll be his second foul of the game. Johnson the screen. Here's Ellington. Utah with the rebound. Favors has got 7 rebounds in the game. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ingles in the corner. Here's Exum. He's got 7. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Another miss by Utah. Johnson up top. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. The third quarter comes to a close. Jazz lead by 9. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
They're getting us out of stuff. Make hard cuts. Everything with force, okay? Come on.
And there's Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to play with a little sharper mind, with a little more intense, with more vigor.
And simply put, it's about reaching another level of intensity. When they're attacking, that's when they're at their best.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. Winslow is out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Johnson in at the 1 spot. And yes, it's good. Gobert's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Utah.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Exactly. They get out quickly, executed to perfection.
Now here's Bosh. Johnson the screen. Bosh passes to Richardson. Hits it from three-point range.
Josh Richardson.
And here's Exum. Gobert with a screen on Johnson. Favors sets the pick for Exum. Johnson kicks to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Lock at 6. Now here's Exum. He's guarded by Johnson. Bangs home the trifecta.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Wow, more threes in the NBA? Who knew? Teams trading tray balls.
Now here's Richardson. Bosh kicks to Johnson. Unloads. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Chris Bosh.
Having a quick release, especially for a big man, is so important. Bosh puts that on display with that jumper.
Here's Johnson. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And the Jazz lead by 11.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Dishes it to Ellington, all alone. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yep, he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens. As a defender, you have to fight over the top.
Now here's Gobert. Favors with the screen. Works for 3. It's rebounded by Bosh. Bosh has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Bosh, the screen. Jacks up a 3. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Now, here's Exum. Johnson outside. Lets the 3 fly. Sinks the 3-pointer. Johnson's got 9 points here in the second half.
I don't think Joe Johnson's fazed by a primary defender anymore. Great confidence to knock that one in.
Richardson dishes to Johnson. Bosh, the screen. Trying his luck deep. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Johnson. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And stolen by Ellington. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Utah leading by 9. Johnson, the pass to Favors. The dish to Gobert. Soft touch off the glass. Gobert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
Yeah, buckling down on defense, the key here. No more easy buckets, no more layups. Has to be the mantra as they try to mount that comeback.
From deep, Richardson. The rebound by the Jazz. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Burks kicks to Johnson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, both skill and experience of Joe Johnson showing through on that play. Nice use of the pump fake.
Shooting for Utah, Joe Johnson. At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Jazz with some changes. Hayward comes in for Dante Exum, and Hood subbed in for Alec Burks. Then for the Heat, Whiteside's checked in for Ellington. Dion Waiters comes in for Richardson, and it's Dragic in for Tyler Johnson. Johnson hits them both. The Heat trail by 13. Now here's Waiters. He feeds it to Winslow beyond the arc. Utah with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Johnson, a wide open look. They get it back, and he makes that one. And it's 8 points for Rudy Gobert.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside Dragic. They set the pick. Pass to Bosh. Baseline jumper, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 6 assists in the game. Johnson with it. Inside. And that one's good by Favors. And the Jazz lead by 15.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Dragic kicks to Waiters. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Waiters got 9 points here in the second half.
Some people feel Waiters takes too many contested jumpers, and that lowers his field goal percentage, but he nails that one.
Johnson kicks to Hood, to the paint, and stolen by Whiteside. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. There's Winslow, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Well, I think GMs basically were salivating over the fact that Winslow was going to come into this league and be an impact defender. He's got great hands and great feet to stick with who it is that he's defending, and that wingspan certainly disrupts passing lanes.
And with Winslow in his defense, as you were saying, Brent, it isn't all that physical. He has a great mindset for being a stopper on the defensive end.
Well, maybe he's taken a page out of a fellow Dookie in Shane Battier, because playing defense at this level is about doing your research and game planning. Shane, one of the best, and Winslow has those kind of instincts.
Now here's Hood. It's good from long range.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
They set the pick. Dragic with it. He's picked up by Hill. Dragic kicks to Bosh. Just 5 on the clock. Off target with the jump hook. Jazz leading by 15. And a wide open look for Hood. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
The defense slacked off a little bit. Probably didn't think he would take that one, but he made him pay.
Whiteside, a screen on Hill. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Miami no good on that time either.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Now, here's Whiteside, and stolen by Favors. Here's Hill, using his post moves to get the 2 points. And the Jazz lead by 20.
Well, you got to like his choice right there to go hard to the rack. Took it right at the teeth of the defense.
Bosh, a screen on Hayward. Bosh, the screen. There's Dragic with the 3. Hits it from 3-point range.
Yeah, and it is that screen that opens up the necessary space for Dragic to drain the shot.
Bosch against Favors. Pick up by Hill. Favors passes to Hood. And Utah again with the bucket.
And without his sharp shooting, who knows where they'd be right now.
Dragic against Hill. Dragic kicks to Waiters. From deep. Here's Whiteside, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
As soon as the shot went up, Whiteside put himself in an ideal spot, coming away with the rebound.
Utah leading by 16. Hill kicks to Favors. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. Hill dishes to Hood. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Miami, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And there's the pass to Waiters. Back to Winslow. Whiteside, a screen on Hill. No good from Dragic. Utah's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Here's Hayward. No good that time. And it's Miami the other way. Bosch passes to Dragic. Looking for Waiters and gets it there. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
One shot.
Free throw, good. Waiters.
Still struggling to find some consistency as an offensive player, but Waiters does get to the free throw line a fair amount for a guy who shoots so many threes.
Favors with the screen. Favors sets the pick for Hill. Hayward outside. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Hood. This one for 3. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. 20 points for Rodney Hood.
Well, after hitting a 3 earlier in the game, he now has 3 threes this half, guys.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Without question, Rodney Hood displaying his skills today.
So there's a guy on offense knocking down shots that forces an entire team to get together and talk about what he's doing to them. That's some impressive play right there.
Here's Dragic. Whiteside a screen. In the corner, Winslow with it. Misses the 3. Jazz leading by 16. Outside Favors. Pick up by Hill. And Favors kicks to Hayward. Nice work there coming off the screen. Hayward's got 19 points.
And he's showing us a little bit of everything now, taking a leaner with no one on him.
Dragic against Hill. 11 feet away, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on Rodney Hood.
And someone just was baited into that foul. Waiters with the herky-jerky move. Tough cover.
Dion Waiters. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And he can't hit the second.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
And Gobert kicks to Hill. Pass to Hayward. Gobert dishes to Hood. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Hayward. And the Jazz, another 3.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Well, let's give credit to where it is due. They refused to take their foot off the gas pedal, even after it was obvious they were in full control of this basketball game.
And here's Dragic after Gordon Hayward hitting the 3. Good on the three-point shot.
Timeout.
20 points for Dion Waiters.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Jazz.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up, whether the last several shots went down or not. 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them. A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Hayward.
Just a stream of production tonight coming from him, and it was impressive. He never, ever turned the switch off, and when they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they went to, and he came through.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Now, here's Exum. Top of the key, Diaw. Feeds it to Ingles. Burks kicks to Diaw. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. And the Jazz lead by 19.
And, of course, Diaw played his college ball in France, the 21st pick in the 2003 draft. He's had quite a career, which includes an NBA championship.
Williams can't hit. And for the Jazz, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Passes it to Lyles. Ingles dishes to Exum. And taken away by Johnson. From beyond the arc, that's good from Johnson on the assist by Johnson. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Utah. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Here's Exum. The feed to Diaw, off the screen, and he hits the jump shot.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
That's the rub. They're leaving nothing to chance here, putting all their energy into this closeout.
And here is Johnson. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. Joe, congrats on the win. A lot of back and forth tonight, some good runs on both sides. How did you guys finally take control?
We just picked up our energy and effort. We was able to get some stops, got out in transition, started making a few shots, and it just kind of got contagious.
Great job, Joe. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
The energy that Gordon Hayward plays with is always what jumps out at me. He works nonstop, whether it's in transition or in the half court. He's always grinding, and it doesn't hurt that he can light it up from the outside either. Great ball game for him tonight.
Excellent scoring effort from him tonight. Every time it seemed like they needed a bucket, he was the guy there to give it to him. The defense really never got a feel for him and how to play him.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.